Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through one of my largest Power BI portfolio projects. So, let's get started.
An enterprise e-commerce business intelligence dashboard. The goal of this project to transform the business data into the interactive dashboard that help the business to make the better decision. Before looking at the dashboard, let me quickly show you how this project was built. Everything is started with the raw CSV file into the SQL Server. Using the SQL Server makes the data easier to manage and prepare it for analysis. After importing the data, I cleaned the data using the SQL. For example, removing the duplicate record, checking the missing value, fixing the incorrect data types, validate the relationship, and improving the data quality. Now let's start with the dashboard. This project covered almost every important area of an e-commerce business, including executive summary, sales and revenue analysis, customer analysis, product performance, marketing analytics, inventory and supply chain, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, financial ratio, and planning and operation. Everything is connected in one Power BI data model, so all the reports stay consistent and update automatically. Now let's start with the first dashboard phase, the executive summary. This page is designed for the business owners, executives, or the managers who want to understand the overall business performance in just few seconds. Instead of opening the multiple files, they can come this page and immediately see what's happening across the business. At the top, I include the KPI, total revenue, total order, average order value, gross margin, total customer, and the on-time delivery rate. This helps the management to understand the sales, profitability, customer growth, delivery performance in just few seconds. Next, the revenue forecast chart shows the both historical revenue and the expected future trend. I also add the donut chart to compare the revenue and order by sales channels. Make it easy to choose which channels contribute the most. The order status column chart shows the delivered, shipped, cancelled, returned, processing, and pending order, help the operational team to identify the issue quickly. Then the revenue-based target chart that track the monthly performance against the business goal. Finally, I include the top and bottom 5 product and alert panels for the critical issue and the AI narrative visual that automatically generate a written summary of the most of the important insight. I also add a quick filter button so you can filter the data by date, customer loyalty, customer segment, country, region, and channel. Now that we have seen the overall business performance, let's move to the sales dashboard for the more details analysis. This dashboard helps to analyze the revenue, order, gross profit trends, product performance, discount, and profitability. User can filter by date, product category, customer segment, country, sales channels, and coupon applied. This allows the user to analyze the sales from the different perspectives. The first visual shows the revenue and the total order over the times, revenue, order, and gross profit. That's make the easy to compare to sales growth with the order value. I also create the dynamic metric selectors using the field parameter. Then sales funnel. The order funnel, the visual that track the customer from the journey from website session to product view to cart add to account and the purchased. This helps the business to identify where the customer leave the buying process so they can improve the conversion rate. I also include the discount impact trends, cancel order trend, and order revenue by channel, and details for the sales analysis. Next, the most important visual, the Pareto analysis. This visual identifies the small group of products generating the most of the company revenue. It helps the business to focus on the best performing product instead of treating every product equally. Now let's start with the customer analytics. Like the other phase, this dashboard also includes the slicer for date, customer segment, loyalty tier, and country. This filter makes it easy to analyze the different customer group. And at the top of the page, I include the KPI card, total customer, new customer, repeat customer, customer acquisition cost, customer lifetime value to customer acquisition ratio, at-risk customer. These metrics help the business to understand the customer growth and retention. One of the most important features of this space is RFM segment analysis. The customer are evaluated using the three measures: recency, frequency, and monetary value. So using these metrics, business can identify loyal customer, high valued customer, new customer, at-risk customer. And this makes the customer to target the mass and more effective. I also include the revenue and by segment visual. In addition, I created the cohort retention metrics. These visuals show how well the customer from the different sign-up month contribute the purchasing over the time. It is one of the most visuals for the measuring the customer retention. And this is the customer leaderboard dashboard, leaders table. And this lists the highest value of the customer along with the product spending trends, along with the business to recognize and retain the most valuable customer. Now let's move to the product performance dashboard. The goal of this page is to understand which product are driving the business growth and which product are not proficient oil and where the company should focus on its attention. For an e-commerce business, product level analysis is extremely important because not only every product contributes equally to the revenue and profit. At the top of the page, user can filter analysis by date trends, product category, and brand. This slicer allows the user to analyze the product performance from the different perspective. For example, manager can check which brand performed the best of this year, of this month. The first sections contain the most important KPI: total product, distinct sale, total sales, average selling price, return rate, and value order, and top selling product of this period or of this month or of this specific date. And revenue by category. The first visual is revenue trends by category. Here I use the small multiple Power BI feature instead of showing the one crowded clear chart with many categories together. Power BI create the separate mini chart for each category. This makes it easier to compare the trends and identify the growing category, declining categories, and seasonal patterns. For example, the business can quickly understand whether the electronic sales are growing faster than fashion product. Next, category rank over the time visual. This visual is a ribbon chart. The product of this chart is not only show the revenue but also show the sense in the ranking. For example, a category that show in number 1 in last month but maybe become the number 3 in this month. This helps the business to understand the sensing the customer demands and the market trends. And this is the profitability by category, which category is the more profitable. And this is the view to purchase funnel chart. It makes the conversion. It measures the conversion from product view to cart addition and finally the purchase. This helps to identify why the customer are dropping off. For example, if the many users view the product but do not add in their cart, there may be an issue with the pricing, product details, or the customer trust. The next we have the category profitability. And revenue alone doesn't tell the complete story. A product can generate the high sales but still have the low profit. That's why I include the gross margin percentage. This helps to identify high revenue and the high profit categories, low margin categories, and the product that need to pricing review. This gives the management the better information of the product strategy. I also include the decomposition tree to provide the interactive revenue analysis. This visual starts with the total revenue and allow the user to drill down through the different business dimensions: category, brand, and product name. This helps the user to understand exactly where the revenue is coming from without creating the multiple report. For example, user can start with the total revenue and drill down into a specific category, then explore the brand and finally identify the individual product to generating the highest revenue. The decomposition tree makes the root causes analysis the simple and interactive, allowing the business user to quickly discover the top performing categories, brand, and product with just few clicks. And this is the product details table, and this includes the product name, total revenue, unit stock, average selling price, return rate, and top. This product is top 20% category. And finally, the Pareto plug. The Pareto plug identifies the top performing product that contribute the most of the revenue. This follow the 80-20 principle, where the small number of products usually generate the largest portion of the business value. Now let's move to the marketing analytics dashboard. The goal of this page is to understand how the marketing activities are performing and whether the investment is generating the business value. At the top, we have the filter button, allow the user to analyze the marketing performance by date, marketing channel, traffic source, country, and device. This filter helps the marketers to compare the performance across the different campaign and the customer acquisition source. The first section contains the important marketing KPI: total marketing spend, marketing return on investment, cost per conversion, customer acquisition cost, and MCR, marketing conversion rate. This metric helps the answer to important question: how much we are spending, how many customers are we acquiring, and the most importantly, is the marketing investment is generating profit. The next visual compare the marketing spend and with the conversion over the time. So this helps to identify whether the increasing the marketing investment actually create the more customer revenue, and this is the channel ROI vs target. It compares the profitability and the different marketing channel. Instead of only looking at the spending, we can understand which channel actually create better returns. This search shows the traffic source, and this donor search shows that by device, and this is the email campaign funnel: sent, delivered, opened, clicked, and order generated. And this is the details coupon performance table and channel performance metrics. Now let's move to the inventory and supply chain dashboard. This page focuses on the operational performance and help the business to maintain the healthy inventory levels. At the top of the page, user can filter the information by date, warehouse, product category, and this slicer help the operational teams to analyze the inventory performance from the different perspective. The first section is the show the important KPI, the current inventory value, unit in stock, stock shortage plug count, and average supply lead time. These metrics provide the quick understand on the inventory health. The stock level by the warehouse visual compare the inventory levels across the different warehouse as well as the regional stock value. This helps to answer the question like the which warehouse the highest inventory, which location may be the shortest. I also create the supplier scorecard. This evaluates the supplier based on the factors such as delivery performance, lead time, purchase volume, and the supplier reliability. This helps the business to choose the better supplier and improve the procurement decision. The inventory health table is especially on the useful because it identifies the product that are the below their reorder levels. And this is the financial overview. Now let's move on the financial reporting overview. The financial section includes the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, financial ratio analysis. These reports are connected with the general ledger, which means the financial numbers are generated from the actual accounting transaction. Now let's start with the income statement. The income statement shows the company financial performance over the selected period. At the top of the user can the filter by date, month or year. This report starts with the revenue, the net income, and the gross profit and the operating performance. And this is the full income statement: revenue, cost of sales, selling and distribution, marketing expense, administrative expense, depreciations, and finally cost and taxations. And this is the operating expense mix chart, and this is the metrics: COGS percent and the OPEX revenue and the net profit margin. And this is the operating expense trends over the times, and this is the total revenue and the revenue growth metrics trends over the month. Okay, now let's start with the balance sheet. Unlike the income statement, the which measure performance over time, the balance sheet shows the company the financial position at the specific date. Total asset, total liabilities, owner's equity, and working capital. This is the quick snapshot, and this is the full balance sheet: non-current asset, current asset, non-current liabilities, equity, and current liabilities. And this is the liquidity snapshot: current ratio, debt to equity ratio, current ratio, and quick conversion ratio and cash ratio. And this is the asset vs liability equity, and this is the asset composition. Then next start with the cash flow statement. One thing, the profit doesn't always mean the business has the cash available. This report shows the actual movement of the cash through the three activities: operating activities, financing activities, and investment activities. And this KPI shows the net increase in cash in this specific period. And this is the cash flow statement in the full cash flow statement. And this is the cash flow waterfall chart and the cash flow mix and cash closing balance trends over the time. So now let's look at the final part of the finance section, the financial ratio dashboard. The financial statement tells what happened, but ratio help to understand what those numbers actually mean. This page convert the accounting data into the practical business insight that manager and the finance team can use for the decision making. At the top of the page, we have the important financial KPI, current ratio, quick ratio, debt to equity ratio, return on equity, and the customer acquisition cost. And this is the liquidity ratio over the time, the current ratio, quick ratio, and the cash ratio. And these are the present, the leverage and the solvency over the time, debt to equity ratio and debt to asset ratio. And this is the revenue compositions, COGS, OPEX percent, and net profit contribution. And this is the return on asset and the return on equity trend. Over the time, it shows the monthly, it shows the EBIT, earning before interest and tax, and the net profit margin trends. And this is the cash conversion cycle. The cash conversion cycle shows the quickly a company convert the investment in inventory and the operational back into the cash. It contains the three important metrics: days sales outstanding, days inventory outstanding, and the days payable outstanding. A lower cash conversion cycle usually means the company is managing the working capital the more efficiently. After analyzing the historical performance, next step is to planning for the future. This visual where the planning and operational dashboard comes in. The purpose of this phase is to compare the business plan with the actual result. It helps the management to answer the question like, are we achieving our target? Is our forecast accurate? Are we controlling the cost? At the top of the phase, user can filter by analysis by date trends, department, cost center, and the product category. This filter allows the manager to analyze the performance from the different business area. These sections contain the important planning KPI, the total forecasted revenue, forecast accuracy, total budget, and the budget variance. This KPI compare the expected performance with the actual business result. For example, forecast accuracy helps to business to understand how reliable its future prediction are. The first visual compare the forecasted revenue and the actual revenue over the time. Another useful feature in the what if discount simulator. This allows the user to test the different discount scenario. For example, what happens if we increase the discount by 10%, 12%, or 15%. The dashboard dynamically calculates the possible impact on the revenue and the revenue losses. Next, we have the budget vs actual analysis. This compares the panel spending in the real expenses by cost center. Manager can quickly identify the department spending above budget, area where the costs are controlled, and the opportunity for the saving money. The final section the focus on the operational performance. The return on analysis shows the return trends over the time and the main return session. And this helps the business to identify the product or the service issue. And this is the delivery performance sections by track over the on-time delivery rate, average delivery days, and the career performance. This helps to improving the customer satisfaction by identifying the delivery problem. So this is the complete overview of my enterprise e-commerce business intelligence dashboard. Throughout this project, I demonstrate the raw business data can transform into the meaningful insight using the SQL, Power BI, DAX, and advanced analytics techniques. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed the exploring this project.